Hello Libra, how are you? Welcome back to Marion K Tarot. This will be your reading for Libra Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Venus, whatever sign you're here for, whatever planet you're here for May 2025. Okay, what are we going to be doing? We are going to be using I'm going to be pulling an oracle card from the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck by Marcella Kroll, and we're going to be using this rather fabulous, rather kitschy, plastic pink holographic version of the Waitsmith. It is utterly fabulous. So, and it's very slippery because it's plastic. So, let's get stuck into this, shall we, Libra? You go put a nice wee card up there. I do like that deck. Those cards are from the Cosmic Magic Oracle. It's a nice wee kind of astrology leaning deck. It's nice. It's mass market, so maybe want to check that out. Now, let's see. What sacred symbol are you going to be getting today, Libra? What do we ruffle shuffle with these? Have a card, please, for Libra for May 2025, please. Okay, and we have got the Divine Feminine. Well, how joyful is that, Libra? How utterly beautiful. You being a Venus-ruled sign and is getting the Divine Feminine with the number 6. Okay, which is traditionally a masculine number, if my memory serves me correctly. And we can't really trust that, can we? What I would suggest with this is this divine feminine energy that's coming through for you in the month of May. Now, you are not so much in the spotlight right now, Libra. But there is a theme going on, right? Because with everything piling up, with the planets beginning to pile up in your opposite sign of Aries, there's this question being asked of you, Libra, and it's a bit challenging. You know, Neptune has been into Aries. I was checking yesterday. It's now at 1 degrees of Aries, and that's affecting you. You know, it affects everybody when planets move, but for yourself, it feels very much where there's going to be a lack of clarity in your subconscious, in your shadow. And when I say shadow, I don't mean that as a bad thing. You know, I think there's this kind of misconception that whenever we talk about the shadow, it's always that bad place, oh, it's that bad thing, oh, we don't like that. And it's not that at all, you know. It's like, certainly is it challenging to confront our shadow? Absolutely. If it was easy, everybody would do it and we wouldn't have any issues with doing it at all. But I feel like this month, pay attention to the moon cycles. And the reason I'm saying that is because we've got a triple moon here representing the divine feminine. But also I'm noticing in this wee card here, we have got a moon phase with illustration here. And I think, you know, harmony, balance, that's what you're all about, Libra. But you're about the pursuit of harmony and balance. You know, it's like people, again, there's all these misconceptions, and I think that you're one of the signs where people have the most misconceptions. There's this powery duality to you, but there's also this this ability to be very, I'm resisting saying mechanical because I don't like using that word for you, to be honest. But you know, it's kind of a detached sensibilities. You know, there's a reason that the Justice card and the Queen of Swords is connected to Libra, you know, because you're able to process information in such a way that it's helpful. You can see the two sides to something. You can find common ground for people to try and work from. And I think that's your gift. And it's always been your gift. But with Neptune moving into your opposite sign of Aries, and then Saturn's soon going to turn up as well, there's a sense of, oh well, have I just been pretending all this time? You know, there's a sense of, have I really should I really be in the position to give advice? You know, it's like that kind of a feeling like, well, who am I? You know, it's like, who am I to say this to somebody, and who am I to give that advice? And you know, there's that feeling, but I promise you, Libra, you are in the right place to give advice. You know, because you have got an experience. If you meet somebody and they're looking for help, and you can offer advice, please offer that advice, because trust me, they really need it. They really do. So that's what I would say with the divine feminine. Just be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what you're nurturing, and help people to nurture and grow. Okay. So what have we got? Let us see. Oh, we have got the Eight of Wands jumping out there. I'm going to keep it because I don't always keep the jumpers, but it feels like that one is pertinent. That's Mercury and Sagittarius. I'm taking that. That was just bad shuffling in my part with these slippery cards. That feels right. Okay, we've got a Ten of Pentacles, get a Four of Swords, get a Sun, get a Three of Pentacles, we've got the Emperor, and we have got the Six of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have got the Seven of Cups. Why can I not speak? Virgo. Oh my God, Libra. Why am I having such difficulty all of a sudden? Like, with actual words, with my methods of communication. Like, what the hell? Is it you? Is it you, or is it just me? Libra, what is going on? Let me know in the comments, please. Is it just me? Don't be too cruel. don't be too Queen of Swords, right? Okay, so the situation for me, what is it? What is the situation for me? Right. So, oof, it feels very, the word I would use looking at these cards, and the word that's coming to mind is, it feels very contented, Libra. And it just feels very contented. It feels like there's a peacefulness to you. It feels very much like you have done so much work, and it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labour. You know, that's what it feels like. And if that's celebrating with family, that's taking a rest and going on holiday. Like, I feel like the Four of Swords here, along with the Sun, is an invitation to book a wee trip away. to go for a wee holiday weekend, a wee mini vacation, something like that, and because you deserve it. Or just put the tools down, right? See this Three of Pentacles. It could be that you've been doing some renovations and you've been working with somebody, helping somebody out do some renovations in their home or the workplace or themselves actually. Um, it's just like saying, right. So the Emperor showing up here is saying, feels like, right. Do you know what, Libra? You've done a good job. You've done a good job. So let's just take a moment to sit back and really, really enjoy our empire. Whatever that empire looks like, whether it's your first home or it's your 22nd home, it doesn't make any difference. It's like, let's take a look just kind of a pan around and see everything that you have achieved. Take a moment to give yourself a pat in the back and say, yeah, do you know what? Job done. Well done, me. Something that you need to be concerned about, or even looking at things that we have to be concerned about. If you want to, it's like, if anything, it feels like there's too much choice. There's so many things to choose from. And it's really dependent on whether or not you want to take them. Because I mean, you could be offered like all these opportunities and all these choices, and you might not feel like you want to take any of them. Depending on the industry you work in, or your current situation, like relationship wise or something. Maybe you're free and easy and on the market, and it's just like, oh, I don't have any options here. And even the options that present themselves don't feel like options. Then it's fine to say no. Do you know what I mean, Libra? It's absolutely fine to say no. In fact, if it's not an instant yes, then it's a no. Which is just my personal opinion, but I think it's a good rule of thumb. If it's not an instant yes, then it's a no. And people like they go back and forth and they debate that. In fact, I shouldn't say that, because loads of people come to me and ask me, should I do something, should I not do something, should I say yes or say no? And I've probably put myself out of business a bit by saying that. But in actual fact, if it's if it's not a yes right away, if it's not instant yes, then it's a no. Maybe call the video that, I don't know. But yeah, it's like this kind of charity part of you here, right? That's an indication there, a Taurus card. And it's the moon in Taurus, and the moon loves to be in Taurus, and we've just had that new moon in Taurus as I'm recording this. And it's the generosity that you have been providing to others feels a little bit, how can I say this? Interesting enough, Gemini get this card. So if you're dealing with a Gemini, or if you're working with a Gemini, maybe the two of you are in the same situation, you can help each other out. But it feels very much where it feels like, right, am I doing the right thing? Yeah, you are doing the right thing. It's like you're giving, but it's like you're giving fishing rods instead of fish. Right, that's the phrase that just came into my mind. Right. And particularly, it's like, even though this is a card of Taurus, as I said, I always kind of think of Libra, when I see particularly the scales here. you could be in the scales of the fish, that I've just told you. But yeah, I think like you're very pragmatic in the assistance that you give to people, Libra. You're very much that type of person where it's you will give the fishing rod as opposed to the fish. And you'll probably throw in a couple of fish as well, to keep the person going. Um, and that is like your kind heart that does that. Um, but this month, I think it's like really pay attention to you, take some time out. That's, say yes. And you don't have to have a massively expensive, time away. By all means, you can go down the luxurious route. I mean, my God, it's Taurus season. If you can't go Lux and Taurus season, then when can you? I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's what I would suggest. Just take a break because you've been really working hard, Libra. I know certainly the Libras that I know in my life, they have been working mega hard. So use this time as an opportunity, especially before Saturn moved on Aries and is opposing you. The Saturn shouldn't be a problem for you because Saturn is exalted in Libra and Saturn loves to be in Libra. So I don't think that Saturn will be particularly challenging for you. I think the planets round about it, particularly the Neptune aspect, that's going to be interesting, shall we say. That kind of dreamy landscape, seeing what's happening with that. But overall, for the month of May, put your feet up, Libra. Just put your feet up and enjoy yourself. Okay? If you would like to work with me, you can book a reading through my website. The details are in the description box below. You can maybe consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. And if you want, you can put a thumbs up because it all helps. Thank you so much, Libra. You take care, have a good month, and I'll see you in June. Bye.